If I had to summarise this year's list with a theme, I might say it was about nostalgia. The bulk of it's been sequels, remakes and genre revivals. There's things that got nominated for trying to do nothing but appeal to what I already liked. In the wake of all this was a seemingly modest release that made me excited for how things could change in years to come. I didn't know what I was going to do for GOTY when this came out. I don't want to bend the rules and call Octo Expansion a new game, because it isn't. Unlike Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment last year or Xenoblade Chronicles 2's Torna DLC this year, it isn't sold as a standalone game, and that's not just some technicality that keeps it from eligibility. Octo Expansion is designed solely for Splatoon's biggest, most established fans. It's the hardest single player content the series has put out so far by miles, and in its best moments it was easily the most I've enjoyed a game this year. Octo Expansion dives deep into each of Splatoon's established mechanics, its characters and its lore, and presents it in a way that happily rivals Nintendo's best work. I think its closing hours are Mario or Zelda good, but in a way that reflects how fresh, wild and exciting Splatoon can be. This is a look into the future of a mega franchise. A few years ago, if you asked me to sum up everything I was into, I don't think what I'd tell you would sound anything like Splatoon, but I don't think I'd be right either. Splatoon is an exciting, innovative, deeply skill-based game full of respect for Nintendo's history of fun ideas, swamped with peppy experimental music, wild visual design and a secret, eerily cynical, pro-nature, post-apocalyptic setting. That seems like everything. I don't know if there's anything I love in this world that wasn't on that list. Unlike hacky theories about the ethics of Pokemon or the politics of Mario, Splatoon's setting is a matter of twisting designers' intentions or attempting to dig out something salacious from a naive cartoon setting. Like Pikmin, its dark side is something intentional, presented subtly enough to engage older players and bypass innocent audiences who just want to enjoy the colourful fun. Octo Expansion features each of these elements in the most exciting way the fledgling series has done so far. Though I insist Octo Expansion is very focused on what could be done for the future of the series, much of it is very reflective of the 90s aesthetic that onlookers have been so keen to point out. There's references to pop songs in the level names, and there's sometimes old gadgets and Nintendo consoles floating around in the background, but it also establishes that the game is willing to play around with the ideas of other games. Through the game I noticed ideas I suspect were influenced by Frogger, Jet Set Radio, Resident Evil 4, Portal 2 and Metal Gear Solid Special Missions. It never feels lazily derivative though. If it knocks off someone's idea, it's got enough of a twist on it to justify the decision. The cute surface level references are there to open up players' minds to a tone of reverence, and in turn stops the designers from limiting themselves to strictly Nintendo feeling ideas. They're free to let loose within Splatoon, and they show they really know their stuff. I don't want to get too specific about the game's events, as the surprise is a big part of the fun, but it's impossible to properly highlight how good Octo Expansion is without at least hinting towards some of the things that happen. After players plough through the series of segmented challenges, the structure changes to something new for Splatoon, and something I'd hope the series will stick with in future entries. At this point, you're actively infiltrating an established environment with connected level design and narrative stings to complement it. It's something more in line with Portal or Titanfall 2 than anything Nintendo's put out before, and the way Splatoon's mechanical underpinnings are explored prove that it's easily as clever as either of those games. Splatoon is a franchise born from daring innovation, and I've loved how unpredictably it's grown from that over the years. From the success of the early Splatfests to its mainstream acceptance in Japan and the real-life Squid Sisters and Off the Hook concerts, I've loved every big step the games have taken, and Octo Expansion feels like one of the boldest shifts in the series so far. Octo Expansion is a move that shows Nintendo are willing to treat Splatoon with the same level of ambition as a Mario or Zelda game. For a series with so much energy, creativity and excitement, that's a really thrilling prospect. If you want a preview of that, it's here and it's excellent.